Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to Bariatrics and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about life before, during, and beyond bariatric surgery. So, like always, get yourself a drink and a healthy snack. Sit back and relax because on today's episode, we have one of the best transformations I've seen in my lifetime. We have Jude, and I don't know how to say your last name. What is it, Jude?
Sannicandro.
Jude Sannicandro. How are you, man?
How are you? How you been?
I've been good. I've been good, Jude. How have you been?
Well.
Thank you. You've had some ups and downs, but let's talk about that too. But for anybody who hasn't seen your incredible transformation, or this is the first time seeing you, can you just give us a little intro? Who you are, where you're from, what do you love doing?
I'm Jude Sannicandro from Naples, Florida. My highest weight was 540 pounds. I posted a lot on the EOC page because Dr. Omar Lazos completely changed my life. I live in Florida. I'm a barber. I just got back into law enforcement about a year ago when my kids got raised all the way to adulthood. And this is where I'm at. Just always trying to constantly work on myself and improve and stay healthy and fit and never look back.
I love that. So can you tell us a bit about your weight loss story? Because it's a bit of an incredible one.
Well, I was 540 pounds. Long story short, my sister was murdered in 2011 at my highest weight. I had to take her two boys in and raise them.
Yeah.
They were 4 and 6.
Wow.
The 6-year-old was already a little bit obese.
Mm-hmm.
My sister had some drug and alcohol issues. And, her and I had attended an AA meeting before she died. Her husband had murdered her.
Wow.
And it was in that meeting that I kind of stumbled onto maybe my eating was closely related to like a drug addict or an alcoholic. So
right, because food is an addiction, and I think
absolutely.
That goes very unseen a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I always just I had tried lap band surgery and it failed for me. I had to have it removed. And I kind of look at that like a blessing because I realized for me personally, it wasn't I needed to lose 100 pounds because I had a couple kids or whatever. It was more of a psychological addiction for me. That's just me. So I kind of tackled it from that point. Like, this is something I did a lot of personal growth work, some counseling, and I really wanted to lead by example for my boys because one of them was already struggling at 6. And that's kind of where my journey started. And once it took off right around COVID, I got really serious about learning about nutrition and my macronutrients and training and, DCI and your daily caloric intake and all them kind of things. And counteracting that with working out and tracking your workout calories, it took off for me and I never looked back.
Right. It's almost like you then get addicted to something else, and bettering yourself becomes addictive. Now, can I ask something? This might be a little on the personal side, but you said your sister got murdered by her husband. Was that the boy's father?
Yes. And then shortly thereafter, he took his own life.
Oh my gosh. So you were dealt with this card of like grief, loss.
Yes.
And now you're an instant parent overnight, and then you've got to be this role model. Like it's almost like it's all or nothing at that point for you, isn't it?
Yeah. And it didn't, at first I tried to just kind of force the kids to do what they needed to do. Don't do what Uncle Jude has done.
Right.
It's too late for me. And they kind of resented me for that. And that was just, I think, my addiction manipulating me to continue my behavior. But even though I knew that I didn't want them to follow that path. So at that point, I realized I had to lead by example. And that's, that was one of the biggest gifts from a horrible curse that happened in my life. And that was really my personal growth journey was all about taking whatever catastrophes happened to you and trying to find the gifts and the lessons and the beauties and the knowledge and the experience in them. Yeah. And in that way, I feel like I've kind of honored my sister's demise, and I've helped her kids as a result of that.
100%. You're honoring like her legacy, and you're building a future. Like it's incredible.
Absolutely.
I love the way you think, Jude. You're very physically strong, but I think far more than anything, you are mentally strong. And
Thank you.
That is where the success comes from.
100%. It is. Yeah. That is a very good starting point. And it's not something that you can fake, and it's not something that comes overnight. And a lot of it's just being vulnerable and admitting your weaknesses and being man enough to know you need to work on them and share them with people.
100%. You know, it's crazy. I was just having that conversation with somebody before I came here today. It's like, honesty, as hard as it is for us, it's the best thing we need to kick us in the pants and to like
Absolutely.
kick us in the butt and
Absolutely.
pull our socks up and go about our way. So, you know, they say the truth hurts. It does, but
Yes.
you know, it's for the greater good, really, isn't it?
The truth hurts, but honesty is always the best policy, no matter what you're dealing with.
Yeah, that's so true, because you always know where you stand and you always know where you're going and that kind of thing. So how long did your weight loss, tell us how much you lost and how long did that journey take?
Well, I was 540 pounds. It took me I'd say about 16, 17 months to get majority of that off. And
that's crazy, Jude. That's insane. That's quick.
I never really like to look at it like there's a finish line, though. A lot of people will say to me now, oh, it must be easy now that you've kept it off for 5 years. And it's not. It's never easy. It's always it's always having to raise the bar, always having to challenge yourself, always having, the voices in my head and the cravings are always there.
Oh, they don't go away?
No, I never. The kid's grandmother, the gentleman that killed my sister, I was close with his mother. And she was a reformed alcoholic of 38 years. And I kind of said to her one day, I said, Judy, you haven't drank for 38 years. You're not an alcoholic. Stop labeling your. And now on my journey, she's passed away. Okay. But now I realize what she meant, because I'll say to other obese people that I'm working with, like, hey, people like us, and they'll stop me like, what are you talking about? You don't know what, trust me. Nobody knows better than we do.
Yep.
We might look in the mirror. What you see is not what we see. I still struggle with body dysmorphia. I still think I'm overweight. I still worry if people think I'm too skinny, if I'm too fat, if I'm too jiggly, if I'm this. I just have to shut that up and just be in the moment and be happy that I'm here and I'm healthy and I'm not 540 pounds and just continue to do my best, whatever that is, whatever that looks like.
Exactly. And you're always doing your best, Jude. But isn't it crazy? Like when people meet us now, they're only just seeing us. But in our head, we're always that person we've always been, which is, for me, always been overweight. And so people are like, what? No. And I'm like, I forget that people don't, sometimes all these new people in our life, they don't know that side of us. They just see it for who we are today. And that's kind of a really nice thing, but we never see it.
No, I just saw a podcast with Madonna, and she was trying to explain about some of the judgments that her children have on her. And she said something so amazing in the podcast that I kind of want to hijack it and steal it when I talked about it. I'm like, you met me in the current chapter of my life. You haven't read the other chapters. Yeah. You don't know about them unless I share them with you. And I really thought that was powerful. Like, there's always going to be a part of your history that younger people or people that haven't known you for that long, they're never going to be aware unless you let them in and you explain all that to them.
Right. And those chapters are what has made you who you are today.
Absolutely.
So that they play a huge part in the present time. So,
absolutely.
So let's talk about, so you had the lap band, you got it removed, and then you just did it all cold turkey. You didn't have weight loss surgery.
Yeah. And it was really a blessing that it failed for me, Kayla, because when I went in to have the lap band, it had deteriorated through my stomach. And they were going to do a revision to gastric sleeve. And I was excited. I'm like, oh, this one didn't work, but this one will. Whatever. And when I woke up from that surgery and they said that there was too much scar tissue, they weren't able to fully successfully do what they wanted to do. And I was so upset, but then I was just like, okay, I keep coming full circle to the same answer. And maybe the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, for me, my answer was here. And I had to face that. There was no, for me, I'm not talking about anybody else. Anybody else who has great success the first time around with that, and they've done the mental and the physical preparation, more power to you. But for me, it just wasn't going to work. It was like if a smoker wanted to quit smoke by gluing their lips shut, they're still going to smoke through their nose.
Yep, exactly.
That's how I was with food. Like if I had to blend up some macaroni and cheese and inject it.
Right, like I would have found a way. I would have found a way.
Had I not fixed what was here.
100%.
And the rest of it followed for me.
Yeah. Or you would have just, you're going to lose weight on the sleeve regardless, pretty much immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't change those habits, you will regain. Like, it doesn't stop you from eating whatever you want. You can still eat whatever you want. So if you don't have control in that discipline to be like, okay, what does my body need versus what I want? You're not going to, unfortunately, and this is going to be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, but you're not going to have long-term success with weight loss surgery if you don't change your eating habits either. Slider foods are very real. Like, you're not going to get filled up on chips and popcorn and chocolate. You can eat as much of that as you want. So you really have to tackle, even with weight loss surgery, you got to tackle this part and you got to tackle it at its root if you want long-term success. Maintenance is the hardest part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just had a birthday weekend, and for the weekend, I said, hey, I'm going to go off for Saturday and Sunday. And I was 217 on Friday, and Monday I was 223. And now I'm like, I can still eat a whole pizza. I can still eat a box of Oreos. I just can't. I can't allow myself to go down that rabbit hole because I know what's on the other side for me.
100%. And I think a lot of people that I find that have had great success with weight loss surgery, they hit rock bottom before that.
Yeah.
And so now you know where you're never going back to, right? So that is, because people go, Kayla, what keeps you so motivated? And I'm like, I'm not motivated. That comes and goes. Discipline is what keeps me on track. And it's like, well, how do you stay disciplined? And it's like, because I know where I never, ever want to go back to. Because a lot of people, they don't know what it's like to not be able to walk and talk. They don't know what it's like to not go places because you can't fit in a chair. They don't know what it's like to break a toilet seat. I literally told somebody the other day, he was making fun of, people on my 600-pound life. And he said something, goes, oh my God, breaking a toilet seat, that's crazy. He's like, who would do that? And I just started bursting out crying because this person is a new person in my new life, didn't know the old me. And I was like, I did.
Right.
I broke a toilet seat. He's like, you what? And I was like, he's like, how do you even break a toilet seat? And I'm like, it's stuff like that. If you've never lived it, you don't feel that pain. And so when you go through those painful moments, that that's dying and going back.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps you disciplined.
A lot of people say to me now, they're like, you're a decent looking guy for your age, I'm 51. And they're like.
And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. You must feel like you're the center of attention wherever you go you must get so much attention. And I said, literally, at this phase of my life, when I go out in public, I feel invisible. And they're saying, what do you mean? I said, listen, when you're 540 pounds, no matter where you go, the airport, a restaurant, the mall, anywhere I went, every head would turn and look at me, and not in a good way. And it always felt like I was absorbing that energy from everybody. And now I just feel like an average everyday person. I don't feel that. I feel so much more. And that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people that aren't obese realize the amount of anxiety that we get isn't coming from within. It's from the judgment that we're getting when we go places.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in energy. And I think when you're having all that hate and that judgment and the people kind of smirking and laughing and whispering to each other, we can sense that. And it builds and it makes us want to stay at home and isolate and eat to calm that down. And it just starts to spiral.
Yep. Spiral. Snowball. Yep. It sure does. You're so right. I was telling Jude, you're taking the words out of my mouth because I literally said that to someone else today on my way here. I was like, I got way more attention when I was bigger. Way more attention, So it's wild. People don't understand that. Yeah.
No, it's true.
Right. So you lost the weight, right? And then you got really big into building muscle. So tell me about that. That's a whole nother beast because losing weight's the easy part compared to building muscle. So how did you learn the gym, get into it and be so successful with that?
There was a gentleman here that I've known for years. He used to have a weight loss clinic here in Naples. Well, he still has it. It's called New Viva Weight Loss. It's here in Naples. And I had worked with him a couple of times, even before my sister died. And I went back to him and he kind of taught me the fundamentals about cleansing and low carb eating, ketogenic, healthy and all that. He taught me the basics of everything I learned, but he also owns a men's wellness clinic.
Oh, cool.
So he'll test you and make sure you're all balanced as far as your testosterone goes and all that. So he was a personal trainer and a registered nurse. So he's just helped me immensely. His name's Jeff Delaney.
Shout out to Jeff Delaney.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks,
T Clinics and New Viva and weight loss in Naples, Florida. And he's He's amazing. And his knowledge is just vast. He knows everything and peptides, and he's just amazing. So he kind of sparked that in me. And he's like, he's like, let's build a physique now. Let's go to the next level. And we said earlier, we always want to raise that bar and keep going. And okay, I said I'd lose 311 pounds. That was my number. I said, when I do that, I'll get myself a Corvette that I can fit in. And I did it. And then I was like, well, now what? Now what do I do? Well, let's keep going further. I like when people tell me, oh, you're 50 or you're going to have all that loose skin. Stay around 350 so you don't look like a mess. And then when I did kind of look like a mess, I was like, how can I fix this? Let's work out. One of the things that Dr. Omar Lazos was so, rambunctious to work with me is like, he's like, I'm glad you lost the weight healthily and you didn't do it. You've maintained muscle the whole time.
Yeah, you did.
He was anxious to work with me.
Yeah, let's see what's under there. So tell us about your plastics journey, because you've had 2 rounds. 2 rounds, right? Right.
2 rounds.
So tell me, how did you find Dr. Lazos?
Just searching through Facebook, and one of my friends here in Fort Myers, Florida, Charlotte, she kind of cued me off to EOC, and I just followed the page and just started doing my consultation and all that. I had looked at some other surgeons, and most of the patients that were done looked like people that had skin removal, but with Lazos, it looked like people had a little bit of scarring that I would see. You knew they had some procedures, but they didn't have that look.
Right.
Like a scarecrow almost put together again. And the pricing was just so much more fair. And I read the reviews and the safety ratings. Everything just appealed to me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith. My gut was telling me that this is the guy. And I went, and I'll tell you, I have zero regrets.
Nice.
I 100% feel I found the single human being that I needed to find to do my work.
I agree. And what did you ever have any experience or any knowledge about medical tourism at the time? And did people think you were crazy to go to Mexico?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Oh yeah, they were, and it was right when COVID was breaking out.
Yeah.
I had to leave a day early or something. I got, it was a big deal. But yeah, a lot of people thought I was nuts, and I chose to kind of just do my own research. And I didn't even really tell my family what I was doing or where I was going. I felt my instincts were telling me it was the right thing for me, and zero complaints with the way EOC handled me I feel like I got better care there than I do in Naples, Florida, to some of these high-end hospitals here.
I say that all the time as well. I'm like, I had the best experience between like Australia, America, any medical thing I've been to. I'm like, Mexico is like the best experience I had because they're just so hospitable. They're caring, they're compassionate, and they're also a good time. And let me tell you, I'm all about the vibe. And I'm like, this is a vibe. Like, I love it. So what exactly did you have done?
I don't know all I can't remember all the names of everything, but I had the extended arm lift.
Yep. Gosh.
I did the torsoplasty. I mean, you can see the scarring here.
No, you barely can't. We're going to talk about your scars in a minute because they're the best I've ever seen, but keep going. So you did that.
He did the abdominal muscle repair. He did the 360 belt and the torsoplasty all in one. He did do some lipo on me, but he said that there was nothing. There was no material. So Jude doesn't have a butt.
Jude doesn't have a butt.
No, I look like SpongeBob SquarePants.
No, you don't. No, you do not. And that was first round, and you went back for a second round. That was just thighs?
He did an inner thigh lift on me. He also said he was pulling on me a little bit, and he said, you lost a little bit more weight and you got into shape. He's like, let's pull up your torsoplasty a little bit. And he did.
Okay.
So I had the torsoplasty done again in the back.
Yep. Okay. Now let's talk about surgery. People are like always scared for pain. What would you say, like painful, and how was the recovery for you?
The first, I actually kind of pressured Lazos to do a little bit more than he even wanted to do. And I convinced him with my labs and everything. He's like, if you're, what is it, your blood count, your plasma, whatever, your
hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin.
Yep.
He goes, if it's this high, I'll consider it. And I got there. As far as the pain goes on the first round, the pain, I can honestly say, was from the abdominal wall repair.
Yep.
And
it's
that was
done like 100 million crunches.
Yeah. And I really didn't feel comfortable standing all the way up, but it was bearable. And I'm not a pain pill person or the morphine pump. I don't want that because that was kind of what my sister and her husband that was a little bit of that issue. And I just don't want to go there with that. For me, I try to stay off of that. But it was bearable. I'd say the skin itself is more a discomfort, especially when you start to swell.
Yes.
The lymphatic massage lady, I forget her name, but she was amazing. Yes.
She's a gem.
She was fantastic. Yeah. It's not the most fun thing to go through, but it did really help me a lot. I think really listening to the diet restrictions, the salt, the drinking the water, the sodium, all that stuff. Listen to them. If you guys get this done, don't smoke cigarettes, don't eat junk, don't drink a bunch of soda and skip the water. Do what they say.
And then don't complain about, hell, this is awful. And I hate wearing the faja, girl. You got to wear that faja. You got to not eat that salt. You got to eat good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take it off to shower, air out, get your massage and put it right back on because that swelling is no joke. And people need to realize it's not just the 2 or 3 weeks that you're healing. You're going to swell for a good 6 months. Yeah. You know, even my legs, I had my whole upper body done. I was a barber at the time. Going back to work, even my legs would swell for 6 or 7 months after that. Everything goes down, from standing.
True. That is so true. And then how long was in between your first round and second round?
My first one was in September of 2021. And my following one was in June. And Laszlo said that was a quick turnaround, but given my health and my healing, he approved it. And I have no regret.
Nice.
Well,
yeah, that's great. And then so how's life been for you now? Because you're always moving the goalposts. So how's life been since having, the surgeries, your skin removal? You tell us about it, because I know that you did this big celebration show where you...
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm working on a project that keeps getting put back because I have had some medical things that have happened that have nothing to do with this. I went through the ruptured appendix and they missed it at the hospital I went to and they left me there with 8 days. So that was I got sepsis from all that. Jeez. And they had to cut through my fresh new abdomen that I worked for. I lost 40 pounds in 21 days. I looked like a skeleton. I bounced back from that. A year after that, they told me the muscles hadn't healed there. I had to go in recently in July 31st and get an abdominal wall reconstruction where they pulled the muscles back together. It had nothing to do with my original surgery. This all had to do with a doctor that made a mistake in misdiagnosing me with a ruptured appendix and letting me get sick. So I'm just healed up from that. I'm clear to lift weights as of November 1st. So you're seeing the skinny Jude right now. This is about, these chicken wings are about as small as they've been for a while.
Jude gets jacked, man. You get jacked.
I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss it so bad.
No, but you always bounce back, Jude. You know the formula. You know what I mean?
That's part of life. I mean, every time, like I said before, my sister got murdered. I found a way to make it make sense and make some good come from it. It's been tempting. You know what it is, Kayla? Am I going to be a victim of these circumstances or am I going to stand up and be a survivor of them?
Be victorious. Never the
victim. Each time, when something bad has happened to me, it's not always easy to convince yourself, but I have to find gratitude in how or why this happened to me. Let me make the best of it. So my book that I've been working on that I thought would be out in 2023, it's just gotten so much more broad and so much more informative. And it's about so much more than it was.
Yeah.
So I don't regret that. And I think it's going to be more successful because of that.
100%. Everything you go through, good or bad, it's a lesson, right? And you learn from it. And then for you, you're sharing this and it can, even if it just helps inspire one person, Jude.
Absolutely.
And the thing with you is you're not just a weight loss success story. You're successful in every realm, and it's all because of here.
Thank you. I appreciate that's a huge compliment. And I love inspiring people. I get a little upset online when I'm in a weight loss group, a bodybuilding weight loss group with about 500,000 members. And whenever I post a side-by-side, I get a lot of negativity. That's not real. That's AI. Where's the skin? He was thin and then he got fat and he's trying to make you think it's the opposite. It's you know what I say to the people? 2 things. When I first set out on this journey, my vision statement was to create a transformation that was so amazing that people would not think it was possible.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
In a negative way, I was getting my positive reinforcement. But I also, when people are really hateful with me and they make these false accusations without taking 30 seconds to look at my open and public social media, I say, I'm finding your accusation to be very false and very lazy. And I'm gonna challenge you. I post a video of like a little transformation of my videos of my skin removal. And I said, this is what I've been through. I want you to ask yourself, where else does that willingness to accuse somebody else of being false and that laziness, where else may that show up in your life? And usually they're not very receptive to that question.
Nope.
But sometimes they say, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Oh, that's good.
I apologize. I've had men and women apologize for me for those accusations when they've seen that I'm the real deal. I've done it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. You are the epitome of hard work pays off. And now I feel like also a reason why people don't believe you, and like we touched on this earlier, is because your scars, you like got the best scars I've ever seen. You can't even see them. Like what? Everyone wants to know Jude's secrets. Every time you post a photo, everyone's like, what are you? Like, where are your scars? And then it's not like you Photoshop them, because I've seen them in real life.
No, I don't.
They're not there. Like, you can't see them. So tell us, share your tips. We all need to know.
I'm a big advocate for manifesting.
Yeah.
And I think that when you connect your mind.
Sorry, I'm just, playing some.
This is my favorite one because I concentrate on my abdominoplasty the most.
Yeah. God.
I mean, if you look really close, it's there.
Barely.
But
God.
I even talked to Dr. Lazos about this. I'm a firm believer that when you meditate and you manifest and you concentrate, when I meditate and I tune in, I think about the scars that are on my mind, I would feel almost like a tingling on them. Every once in a while, I'll see a picture of my back and my lower waist. And I'm like, oh, geez, I forgot about those scars. And they are more noticeable.
Right.
Because I really am a believer in meditating and manifesting things to come to reality.
Yep.
Now, maybe I shouldn't say this. I've been told that tanning is really bad for your scars, but I disagree. I tan, and I feel like that's been an excellent thing for me personally. I'm half Italian and half Irish. I don't know if it's genetics or I'm just lucky.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of that keloid tissue.
Yeah, that's good.
I had a shoulder surgery from crashing a motorcycle here. And this is all titanium.
God.
And you can't, this is a huge, I don't know if you can see it. I have a huge scar here, but it's
Dude.
All my scars tend to kind of want to just fade out. I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, it is the unpopular opinion about tanning, but off the record, I agree too, I think. I really do think that tanning really lightens up scars. And people say it doesn't. But hey, don't listen to us.
I'm
listen to the doctor.
Certainly no expert.
Right? I'm no expert either, but mine tend to lighten up in a sunbed. But we shouldn't be even suntanning, look, gosh, give us one thing. We've cut everything else out of our life. Give us tanning. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be one vice.
Right. For me, I think it helped, but I certainly don't want to advocate that. And I will say this. I used to have a mild case of psoriasis. And do you know who referred me to the Zoom tan that I go to?
A dermatologist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, well, isn't that unhealthy and give you skin cancer? She said, not if you do it in the right amount. She goes, if you go twice a week for 10 to 12 minutes and don't overdo it, you'll be fine. And that was 15 years ago. Even when I was big, I was going.
Yeah. Nice.
And I noticed my skin was healthier. I felt better. And it was also like a nice time for me to be alone.
Yep.
And kind of like meditate. It's kind of one of those things where I connect in a little bit.
Yep. And I think, each to their own with like that whole meditation, spirituality. We've all got our own beliefs, right? But I'm 100% with you because I do that too. And I do believe about the, the body and the mind connection, even when you're working out with like muscle mind connection and that kind of thing. And I'm a big, huge visualizer as well. I love to visualize things. But, some people don't believe in that. I do. I'm a big law of attraction, ask, believe, receive. And like sometimes you know what you want. You don't know how it's going to happen. But if you just believe that's your destiny and that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And I'll take it a step further. This is what I tell people. Let's say you and me decide we're going to jump on 18-speed bikes and you're going to fly to Florida, and we're going to go from Naples, Florida to Los Angeles, California on a bike trip, and we're going to just get there. Would we hop on our bikes with no plan?
Right.
What would happen? We don't know how far we could go. We don't know where we're going to sleep. We don't know where we're going to eat. We don't know if we break down. But if we sit down and map out every step of the way and say, first day, we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. By this day, we want to be here in New Orleans and da-da-da-da-da. When you map it out and you have a plan and you have a vision, you're going to be successful.
Agreed.
If you say, I got to lose 300 pounds, I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to start tomorrow. By Monday, you're going to be cheating. 100%. I guarantee it. Yep. And that's what most people do. And they think about their diet and their new lifestyle as a temporary, I'm going to do this for 3 or 4 months and see. And then, no, you have to change everything and it has to be forever.
Yeah, I think consistency, like that's what people need to focus on, is just that being consistent. Because we're not going to get to Florida. We're not going to get to California from Florida if we don't do it again the next day and then the next day and do that same miles the next day. You know what I mean? So it all adds up.
Absolutely.
It can be overwhelming when you start to, especially if the hurdle is so big.
Exactly.
Right? But
if we pedal from Naples to Tampa and we get exhausted, we're going to want to give up. And we're like, oh my gosh, we've only gone 200 miles and we got 3,000 more to go. So you know what? Let's just get a limo and do this.
Right.
We would give up. Yeah. We take the easy route. Yeah. But if there's one piece of advice that is the most powerful thing that I can tell anybody struggling with their obesity and their weight, is shifting your mind. I used to sit down and eat 48 chicken wings and a large pizza and drink a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke with it and then have 4 pints of ice cream after that. And in my mind, I thought it was a reward and I deserved it.
Right.
And this is my thing. Don't bother me. I close my blinds. It's just like my heroin. It's just like whatever else. But I didn't think of it that way. When you shift your thinking from that kind of eating being a reward to a actual punishment that it is, you're going to be empowered and you're going to change. I used to go into the salad bar and get protein and salad, and I'd look at all the other food and I'd get almost like a crying feeling because I wanted that other junk. And now it's the opposite. When I go to a salad bar and like the cucumbers are fresh and the tomatoes are just ripe and the lettuce is wet and fluffy, I get excited and I think about the live cells and how I'm rewarding myself.
Nice.
Not punishing myself.
Not punishing. That's a really
when you have that
way.
shift, you'll be successful.
That's a really, really good way of looking at it. And can I say, like, once you are off all those foods, you realize how bad they make you feel after, right? Like,
absolutely.
In the moment, like it's almost comfort, you know, because it's like tastes so good in your mouth. But then the next day or even a couple of hours later, like I swell up like a balloon if I eat crap. I'm like, okay,
like even my ring, it won't come off. It'll stay on. My watch, I have to put it on a dip. My socks like make indentations in my ankles if I eat junk. And sometimes I've eaten even I had a cheeseburger on my birthday and 3 chicken wings out of 10. And I felt nauseous on the ride home. Right. So you just condition yourself. Nobody starts, if you think of your food addiction like an alcoholic, nobody starts on day 1 by drinking 2/5 of vodka. You work up to that, and now you have to wean yourself off of it. Food is the exact same way. You don't wake up one day and eat 48 chicken wings, a large pizza, and 4 pints of ice cream. You work to that. And then you need it. If you don't eat it, you feel sick. People don't understand that. Just stop eating and do this. I would have anxiety and feel shaky and not be able to sleep unless I got those carbs and that junk in me.
Like a withdrawal.
Absolutely. I wasn't balanced. I wasn't happy. Couldn't sleep.
That's incredible. Jude, you've dropped so much really good advice. So how are the kids today?
They're doing great.
Are they so proud of you?
Yeah, they are. One's a U.S. Marine. He's out in California right now. He's married now.
Get out.
Yeah. Awesome. He's got a beautiful wife. She's in South Carolina. And the younger one just graduated, and he's a worker. He likes to work. He's like, I don't want to go to college and I don't want to do the military.
That's fair.
he works in a restaurant and he's already at 18, the assistant manager. So I'm really proud of him too. His mom was like that. She was a hustler. She worked.
That's great.
She was a really good worker, and so was he. I'm proud of them both.
Good. Well, you've obviously done a really incredible job to raise them. So congratulations to you.
They're good boys. They're good boys. And, you know, no matter how rough it's been for me, I admire them because there's nothing worse than losing your mother. Losing a sister sucks, but losing a mother, you know, and I couldn't really give them that motherly thing that they needed, but I did the best I could. And they understand that at this age, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so another, just me being nosy, you said you got your Corvette, right?
I do. Well, I got my third one. I had two other ones.
I'm like, I swear you've got like a fleet of cars. So can we, because I feel like do you still have your Miata? Because we both have a Miata.
No,
you don't have it. Okay.
You know what? I was too tall for that.
That's what I was going to ask you because you're a tall man. How tall are you?
I'm 6'2", and I really liked the Miata.
I'm like, there's no way. You have to drive it with its roof off if you're getting in there. If you fit in there, it has to be topless.
I'm going to show you my age now. It started hurting my hip. You know, I always hear the old thing, oh, I love the car, but it hurts my hip.
They're so little.
My hip was going numb. And I'm like, I think my leg is too long for this little, but I loved it. I really did.
Yeah.
But I went back to a Corvette because I can stretch my legs out.
Well, because I'm thinking that's going to be my next one. Because you know Barbie had a pink Corvette. So I was like, oh,
yes, she did.
I feel like I need a Corvette. So you said you got 3 Corvettes? Or is this your third one?
Actually, I had a C4, then I had a C5, then I had a 2019 Grand Sport. I got rid of it, missed it, got another 2019 Grand Sport, but then I had a Stingray C7, but now I have a C8.
Right.
The C8's the mid-engine one. The engine's in the back.
In the back. Right. And then, nice. And you got a truck as well?
I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
That's right.
And I have a Jeep Wrangler, a green one.
I love that for you, Jude. Good for you. And you said you're back in law enforcement. Is that what you said?
I am. I'm here now. I'm actually at the sheriff's office. I work in Naples, Florida for the Collier County Sheriff's Office. This was what I was doing when my sister got taken from me. And I tried, 12-hour night shifts, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. back then. Being a single dad overnight with that, it just didn't work for me. So I had to give that up. I pulled money out of my retirement and I started my barbershop to have my own business, to have freedom. And I found a charter school right next door to my shop that I opened that I put the boys in. So it just worked out flawlessly for me. And I just kind of miss doing this. I still cut hair 1 or 2 days a week. I got a handful of clients that take good care of me, but I'm kind of went back to where I'm full circle.
Yep. Yep. That's beautiful. I love your story, Jude.
Yeah.
What's next? Apart from the book, what else you got going on?
I just want to, this is the year from 51 going to 52. Now that this my abdominal wall's healed up, I really want to take my physique to the next level. Yep. I think in order to really push a book and push a project, I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is, pun intended. And I'm going to have to show up. And that's, a lot of people think it's an obsession, but it's not. It's a challenge. I want to show that at 51 years old, it's never too late, whether you are 500 pounds or whether you struggled to get to 220 pounds. It's never too late to be the best version of you with the ingredients you have in front of you to cook your Jude plate. And that's what I want to do.
I love it. And it's so good to just push yourself to see what else you're capable of. Because,
absolutely.
You know you can do it, but you surprise yourself when you have to. You're like, I knew I could. But it's just, it's like, what am I? A
lot of people think it's like a strive for perfection, but it's not. No. It's like, I want to be the best version of myself, the healthiest version, the most fit, the most lean, the most balanced version of 51-year-old me with what I have to work with.
Yeah.
That's not perfection. It's never going to be perfect. Progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
Exactly. And I feel like, I don't know if this is like you as well, but you almost feel like you owe it to yourself as well. Like I owe it to my body. I feel like I'm in debt to my body. I'm like, you didn't give up on me when you could have, and you didn't, and I owe it to you. And I also just want to see what you're capable of. Like it's just
You know why it's stronger in people like you and me and people that are listening to this is because we have to make up for lost time.
100%.
We have to make it up to ourselves for the years that we wasted. And the fact that we're still here and the fact that we're still healthy, people think it's all about impressing people and our ego and we're trying to do this. No, we're not. We're just trying to get the healthiest, most balanced version of ourselves and whatever it takes. And, not getting so obsessed with it that you're miserable.
Right.
Still got to find that balance. I don't want to be obsessed.
No.
I don't work out more than an hour. Sometimes I do a 90-minute HIIT training, but it's usually 45 minutes to an hour. That's it.
Yep. Nice.
That's all I do a day.
Yep. Nice. I love it. I love it. Jude, I love you. I love your story.
I love you.
Thank you for being on the podcast. Hey, are you coming on the next cruise, the USC reunion next year?
I don't know. I didn't even hear about it yet.
What?
So send me a link. Send me some information.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
a
like
possibility.
I think there's like over 100 patients coming. Like we'd love to have you. Yeah, like all the USC men are going to be there.
Yeah,
so we'd love.
It's always a possibility. It'd be nice to see everybody.
Yeah, because your journey single-handedly has inspired a bunch of men because there's so much more men coming to have the surgery and not only that, building the muscle. We've got a bunch of men now that are like every day they're in that gym and like they're looking buff. And it's like, I seen Jude do it. So like you should definitely come. It's September next year. We're cruising out of Louisiana for 4 days.
Okay, maybe.
And you know what? Over 150, I think, people already.
No kidding. Yeah, I'll look into it. That's the first I've heard of that.
I'll send you the info.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait to catch up with you again, Jude. You're the best.
Right.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
to see you as usual. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Jude. Bye.